When a woman ignores you, most men panic. They start chasing, over-texting, double-calling, and trying to fix something that isn't broken. This is exactly why they fail. The modern dating world doesn't reward desperation. It rewards power. And power comes from discipline, self-respect, and knowing how to control your reactions. A woman ignoring you is a test, whether she's doing it consciously or not. She wants to see if you're weak, if you're the kind of man who crumbles the moment she pulls back. She wants to know if you need her validation to feel like a man, and if you do, she loses interest instantly. This is where most men fail. They think they need to do something to win her back. They look for tricks, perfect texts, or the right words to make her respond. But the truth is, attraction isn't built by chasing. It's built by presence, power, and the ability to walk away without hesitation. So what do you do when a woman ignores you? Simple, you do what most men don't. You stay calm, you pull back, you focus on yourself. You make her feel your absence instead of begging for her attention. Because when you do this, something powerful happens. She starts to wonder. She starts to miss the energy you used to give her. And that's when she comes back. This is the masculine approach to handling being ignored. Not reacting emotionally, not trying to explain yourself, not demanding her attention, but standing firm, letting her feel the consequences, and making her realize that ignoring a man like you is a mistake. Now let's get into the exact steps you need to take. I've created a community on Podium where I break down everything you need to know, step by step. You'll get no-nonsense practical advice that will boost your confidence and help you build stronger, more meaningful connections. And the best part? The first 20 people who join will get an exclusive discount. So don't hesitate. Click the link in the description to grab your spot. If you know someone who could use this, share it with them. 1. Stop reaching out. Immediately. The moment a woman ignores you, the first thing you must do is stop reaching out immediately. No messages, no calls, no reactions, just silence. Most men panic when a woman stops responding. They start sending double texts, asking if she's okay, trying to come up with an excuse to get back in her inbox. This is a weak move. It shows her that you're desperate for her attention, and the moment she senses that, her interest drops even further. Women are emotional creatures. They don't just ignore men for no reason. Either she's testing you, she's losing interest, or she's trying to see how much power she has over you. The last thing you want to do is confirm to her that she has control over your emotions. The second you start over-explaining, chasing, or trying to fix things, she mentally places you in the weak category. Silence is power. When you stop reaching out, you give her something she's not expecting: uncertainty. Now, she's left wondering why you haven't tried to get her attention. She starts checking her phone, thinking about whether she made the right choice by ignoring you. This is the key to reversing the situation. If she genuinely likes you, your silence will make her miss you. She will feel the absence of your presence, and it will create a void she wants to fill. If she was just playing games or using you for attention, she won't reach out. And that's a win for you because now you know she was never really interested. Either way, you maintain control of yourself instead of giving it away. A high-value man never forces himself into a woman's life. If she's ignoring you, let her. But make sure she feels the consequences of that decision. If you were giving her attention, energy, and time, all of that should be taken away. She needs to feel what life is like without your presence. Most men fail here because they can't handle the silence. Their ego gets involved. They start overthinking. They think, what if she finds someone else? What if she forgets about me? That mindset is weak. If a woman can forget you that easily, she was never really into you in the first place. And if she finds another guy, then she just saved you from wasting your time. Women are naturally drawn to men who are secure within themselves. When you stop reaching out, you're sending a message. I'm not a man who needs your attention to feel valuable. I'm not a man who chases. I'm a man who attracts. This is the foundation. If you fail at this first step and break your silence too soon, everything else falls apart. You must train yourself to be okay with not hearing from her. Give her the gift of missing you. When you do this right, she will start thinking about you more, not less. 2. Focus on yourself immediately. The moment you stop reaching out, your next move is crucial. You need to shift your attention away from her and focus on yourself. Most men make the mistake of waiting. They sit around checking their phone, hoping she'll text, overanalyzing what went wrong. This is weak energy. The stronger move is to become so busy improving yourself that you don't even have time to think about her absence. Women are drawn to men who have a life. A man who is focused, ambitious, and constantly leveling up is far more attractive than a man who makes a woman the center of his world. If a woman is ignoring you, that is your sign to redirect all that energy into yourself. Hit the gym harder, work on your goals, improve your style, expand your social circle. Do whatever it takes to elevate yourself so that when she does come back, she sees a version of you that is even more desirable than before. One of the biggest psychological triggers in attraction is the fear of loss. When a woman ignores you, she assumes you will sit around waiting for her. The moment she realizes you haven't been waiting, that you've been thriving without her, she starts questioning her decision. She starts wondering if she misjudged you, and that doubt creates an emotional reaction inside her. Imagine 2 scenarios. In the first, a woman ignores a guy, and he immediately starts texting, pleading, and trying to get her attention back. She feels no urgency because she knows she has him whenever she wants. In the second scenario, she ignores a guy, and instead of reacting, he disappears and starts upgrading his life. He's posting pictures of himself in the gym, hanging out with friends, having fun, making moves. Now, suddenly she feels something. Jealousy, curiosity, a sense of loss. That emotional shift is what makes her come back. But here's the key. You don't do this just to get her back. You do this for yourself. The masculine frame is about being so focused on your mission that a woman's attention or lack of attention doesn't shake you. A man who is confident in himself doesn't need to chase anyone. He simply improves himself and the right women naturally gravitate toward him. This is where most men struggle. They want immediate results. They want to do one thing and get an instant reaction from her. But true power comes from detaching from the outcome. You have to reach a point where you genuinely don't care whether she comes back or not, because you're too busy winning in life. And that's the irony. When you truly stop caring, that's when she comes back. Because now she sees you as the man she originally found attractive, the independent, confident, ambitious man who isn't desperate for anyone's attention. That's the man women crave. 3. Let her feel the distance. One of the most powerful things you can do when a woman ignores you is to let her feel the full weight of your absence. This means no half measures, no liking her posts, no viewing her stories, no checking in to see if she's online. You have to completely remove your presence from her world. The biggest mistake most men make is staying kind of in the picture. They stop texting, but they still hover in the background, hoping she notices. This is weak energy. If she ignored you, she needs to experience what life is like when you're truly gone. This is how attraction resets. A woman cannot miss you if she still feels like you're there. Silence is a powerful weapon, but it only works when it's absolute. If she's used to your attention and suddenly it's gone completely, her mind starts racing. Why hasn't he checked my story? Why hasn't he texted again? Did he lose interest? That uncertainty makes her rethink everything. Women are naturally drawn to men who have emotional control. A man who doesn't react emotionally when a woman pulls away is a man she can't easily manipulate. When she realizes she doesn't have power over your emotions, it frustrates her. And that frustration makes her start chasing. Think about it like this. Imagine she was ignoring you, expecting you to double text or try harder. But instead, you disappeared without hesitation. That reversal of expectations is what makes her notice. It creates tension, and tension is the foundation of attraction. But most men can't handle this because they think silence means losing her. The reality is the opposite. If a woman is truly interested, silence pulls her back in. If she's not, silence saves you from wasting time on someone who was never serious about you in the first place. Either way, you win. Here's a truth most men don't understand. Women get comfortable when they know they have you. The moment she feels like you're an option she can always come back to, her excitement drops. Women chase what they feel they might lose. This is why some guys notice that women come back when they stop caring. It's not magic, it's psychology. When you let her feel the distance, she starts thinking about you more, not less. This is why people miss an ex only after the ex moves on. It's human nature. We value what we no longer have access to. Now let's be clear, you're not playing games. You're not using silence as a manipulation tactic. You're simply responding to her behavior with strength. If she values you, she will reach out. If she doesn't, then you've just learned an important lesson. She was never really yours. Let her feel the void. Let her wonder. And most importantly, let her realize that ignoring you has consequences. 4. Control your emotions like a man. A woman ignoring you is a test, whether she's doing it consciously or not. She's seeing how you'll react, if you'll crumble under pressure, if you'll lose control. The way you respond will determine how she views you moving forward, either as a weak man desperate for validation, or as a strong man who remains unshaken. Most men fail this test because they let their emotions dictate their actions. They start overthinking, getting anxious, feeling frustrated. That frustration leads them to react, sending another text trying to fix the situation, or worse, acting out in anger. And the moment you let your emotions take over, you lose. Women do not respect men who are emotionally weak. They are attracted to strength, to a man who can maintain control no matter what. If she sees that ignoring you throws you off balance, she knows she has power over you. And once she has power, attraction dies. Think about the most powerful men in history. Their strength didn't come from reacting emotionally. It came from being calculated, from maintaining control even in uncertain situations. This is how you need to approach any woman who ignores you. Instead of reacting, step back. Analyze the situation logically, not emotionally. If she's ignoring you, ask yourself, does this woman add value to my life? Is she worth my time? If the answer is no, then why are you worried? If the answer is yes, then the best move is still to remain in control and let her come to you. The problem is that modern men have been conditioned to be too emotional when it comes to women. Society tells men to express their feelings at all times, to chase, to be vulnerable in ways that make them look weak. But in the world of attraction, a man who cannot regulate his emotions is not a man a woman desires. When you learn to control your emotions, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability makes you more intriguing. If she ignores you and you act unaffected, she will start questioning herself. Why isn't he chasing me? Did I misjudge him? That doubt makes her think about you more, which increases her attraction. A practical way to master this is by training yourself in discipline. Every time you feel the urge to react emotionally, stop. Take a deep breath, step back, and make a decision based on logic, not emotion. The ability to pause before reacting is what separates weak men from strong ones. Once you develop emotional control, everything shifts. You will notice that women start respecting you more. You will notice that they are drawn to you because they can sense your inner strength. And most importantly, you will feel powerful. Not because you manipulated anyone, but because you mastered yourself. A man who controls his emotions controls the world around him. That's the kind of man women chase. 5. Let her chase you. The moment you start chasing a woman who's ignoring you, you've already lost. A man who understands his value doesn't chase. He positions himself so that women pursue him. And the truth is, women prefer it that way. When a woman ignores you, she's expecting a certain response. She expects you to double text, to try harder, to prove your worth to her. That's what most men do. And because most men do it, it holds no value. It doesn't excite her. It doesn't intrigue her. It only confirms that she holds the power. The second you flip the script and stop chasing, everything changes. When you no longer seek her attention, she starts to wonder why. Why isn't he trying anymore? Did he lose interest? Is he talking to someone else? That curiosity is what makes her chase. This is why the men women obsess over are never the ones who chase. They are the ones who remain focused on their own lives, their own purpose, their own goals. Women respect and desire men who have direction, men who are busy, who are in demand, who don't have time to sit around worrying about whether a woman texts back. Think about the type of men women admire. It's never the guy who begs for attention. It's the man who carries himself with quiet confidence, who doesn't need validation. That man naturally attracts women because he embodies strength and certainty. Letting a woman chase you isn't about playing games, it's about setting the right dynamic. When she sees that you are not desperate for her attention, she starts viewing you differently. You go from being just another guy who wants her to being a man she has to work for. And when a woman works for something, she values it more. The key to making her chase is to detach emotionally. If a woman ignores you, take that as a sign to redirect your focus. Start hitting the gym harder. Build your business. Improve yourself. Become so focused on your own growth that her ignoring you doesn't even matter. And ironically, that's when she notices you the most, because women are attracted to men who are going somewhere in life. A man who is too available, too eager, too desperate is a man who signals weakness. But a man who is on his mission, who doesn't drop everything just because a woman pulls away, is a man she respects. The moment you become the prize, the game changes. She will chase you not because you manipulated her, but because you became a man worth chasing. Women don't ignore men they see as high value. So instead of trying to convince her to see your worth, show her by walking away and living your life at the highest level. 6. Build an unshakable presence. When a woman ignores you, most men make the mistake of disappearing completely, or worse, trying to get her attention through desperate measures. Neither works. What works is maintaining a strong presence, one that commands attention without you having to beg for it. Women are drawn to men who hold a certain energy, an aura that makes them impossible to ignore. This is why some men can walk into a room and instantly capture attention without saying a word. They've built a presence that demands respect. And when you have that, no woman can easily overlook you. Building presence isn't about arrogance or forcing yourself into a woman's mind. It's about being so certain of yourself that your energy speaks louder than words. A man with presence is confident in his movements, in his voice, in his demeanor. He knows who he is, and he doesn't shrink himself to fit anyone's expectations. So, when a woman ignores you, instead of retreating into insecurity, you amplify your presence. You level up. You become even more magnetic. You make sure that when she sees you, whether in person or through social media, she realizes she underestimated you. This is why physical appearance matters. Not because you need to be a model, but because the way you carry yourself reflects your self-respect. If you look like a man who takes care of himself, who is disciplined, who has his life together, you naturally command attention. Women notice a man who dresses well, who smells good, who walks with purpose. These things seem small, but they have a massive impact on how people respond to you. Beyond looks, your presence is also built through your actions. A man who is always improving, always learning, always making moves, is a man who radiates confidence. When she sees that you are not stagnant, that you are becoming more valuable every day, she will start to see you differently. Social proof is another factor that strengthens your presence. If you are well respected by others, if you have a life full of interesting experiences, if you are surrounded by people who admire you, that energy is contagious. Women are naturally drawn to men who are in demand, men who are respected by other men and desired by other women. So when she ignores you, let her. Because while she's ignoring, you're building. And sooner or later she will realize her mistake. She will see the man you are becoming, and she will regret not paying attention sooner. The best part? By the time she comes back, you might not even want her anymore. Because when you truly build an unshakable presence, you no longer chase attention. You attract it effortlessly. A man with presence does not need to beg for recognition. He walks into a room and people feel his energy. That's the kind of man women can't ignore. 7. Control the frame. A man who controls the frame controls the relationship. When a woman ignores you, she is testing who holds the power. Most men fail this test because they give their power away the moment they react emotionally. But a man who understands the game never lets a woman dictate his value. He dictates the terms, he owns the frame. What does this mean? It means you set the standard. You don't wait around for her approval. You don't adjust your behavior to fit her mood swings. You don't chase validation. Instead, you move through life with confidence, knowing that your time, energy, and attention are valuable. Women are naturally drawn to men who don't bend under pressure. When she pulls away, she's looking to see if you'll fold. If you get anxious and start bombarding her with messages, she knows she has control. She knows she can ignore you, disappear, and come back whenever she pleases. Because you'll still be waiting. That's weak energy, and women don't respect it. Controlling the frame means you don't react emotionally. If she ignores you, your response is simple. You match her energy and do even less. You do not chase. You do not seek closure. You do not let her behavior dictate your self-worth. Instead, you focus on yourself and let her realize, on her own, that you are a man she cannot manipulate. Women respect men who stand firm. This is why the most desirable men never get too emotionally invested too quickly. They maintain an air of mystery, a sense of detachment that keeps women intrigued. When a woman sees that she doesn't have full control over you, she starts to crave your attention. She starts to question if she made a mistake by pulling away. The key to controlling the frame is confidence. Confidence is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is not needy. Confidence is the quiet certainty that you are enough with or without her. It's the ability to walk away without hesitation if a woman doesn't treat you with the respect you deserve. And nothing makes a woman more curious than a man who can walk away without fear. When you control the frame, the power shifts. You become the one she tries to impress. You become the one she wants to win over. She starts to chase because she realizes that you are different from the other men who bend over backward for her. And once a woman sees you as a man who cannot be easily controlled, she will never ignore you the same way again. The man who controls the frame controls the outcome. Be that man. When a woman ignores you, your response determines everything. Weak men react emotionally, chase, and lose respect. Strong men stay grounded, improve themselves, and let her feel their absence. Women are naturally drawn to men who know their worth and refuse to be treated as an option. The secret is simple. Be the man she cannot ignore. Control your emotions, focus on your purpose, build an unshakable presence, and never let a woman dictate your value. When you master this mindset, you won't just attract her back. You'll attract the kind of women who truly respect and desire you. Now, the choice is yours. If you're looking to take a deeper dive into these concepts, join my Podium community. Link in the description. It's packed with powerful insights to help you master your masculinity in today's dating world. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.